Everybody wants to know the price of the horse. Almost nobody asks the question that truly matters. What that horse actually costs you every single month, long after you bring it home. That's where most first-time owners get caught off guard. My name is Linda Hargrove, and I've spent 40 years of early mornings around these animals, so I've watched this catch good people out. If you want the real cost of owning a horse before it surprises you, subscribe, because that's what I break down here. So let me walk you through it. Here is the first thing I learned, and I learned it the hard way, the way near everyone does. The day you buy a horse is very near the cheapest day you will ever spend on that horse. The price you hand over for the animal is a one-time thing paid and done. But the horse itself does not know what you paid, and it surely does not care. It wakes hungry the next morning, and the morning after that, and every morning on for 25, near 30 years, for a horse is a long-lived creature, far longer than most folks reckon when they first fall in love with one. So the number that matters is not the figure on the sale paper. It is the quiet number that comes due every single month, steady as the sunrise, for the whole of that animal's life. And that is the number I mean to lay out for you plain today, piece by piece, so not one part of it ever catches you off guard. Now, I will be honest with you the whole way through, the way my mother was honest with me. These are not exact figures, and I will not pretend they are. For the cost of keeping a horse swings wide, it swings on where in this country you live, on whether you keep the animal on your own ground or pay another to board it, and on the size and the appetite and the soundness of the horse standing in front of you. So I will give you honest ranges, a low end and a high end, and you will find your own place along them. But by the time we are through, you will know every last line that comes due, and you will know it before it ever surprises you. Let me begin with the biggest one, for it stands head and shoulders above all the rest. Board, the plain keeping of the horse, the roof, the fence, the ground it stands on. If you have your own land, your own barn, your own good fence already up and standing, then you will not pay this to another, and you may count yourself blessed. But most folks starting out do not have that. Most folks pay someone else to keep the horse, and that is called board, and it is very near always the heaviest cost of the month. Now, board comes in a few kinds, and the price runs from one to the next like a stair. The cheapest is pasture board. The horse lives out in a field, day and night, with a run-in shed for shelter and the grass and hay for its belly, and you may pay somewhere from $150 to $300 the month for it, depending on your part of the country. The next step up is what they call self-care board, where you rent the stall and the space, but do the feeding and the mucking with your own two hands, a little more money, a great deal more of your own labor. And the top of the stair is full board, where the barn does the whole of it, feeds your horse morning and night, turns it out, cleans the stall, keeps the water fresh. And for that, you may pay $400, $600, and in the costly corners of the country, $1,000 the month or more. That is the range. Pasture at the low end, full care at the high. And wherever you land on it, understand this plain. Board is the floor of the whole cost, the thing that comes due first and heaviest, month in and month out, whether you rode that week or not, whether you set foot in the barn that week or not. And before I carry you on from the roof to what goes in the horse, let me stop just a moment, right here at this natural resting place, for there is one honest thing I want to hand you first before we go any deeper. Quick word before we move on. 40 years around horses teaches you more than fits in any one video. So I finally wrote it all down, start to finish, in a book. The feeding, the buying, the things I check before I trust anyone's opinion. Links pinned at the top of the comments. That's the long version, everything laid out plain, no hunting through videos for it, take it or leave it. I came to all of this the way most of what I know came to me down through the women of my family, who kept horses long before I was born to it. My grandmother kept a team of work horses and a driving mare on a hard little farm, and she used to say a horse was not a thing you bought, it was a thing you fed, every day, for the rest of its life, and yours. I did not understand her when I was small. I understand her now. 40 years of feed and farrier and doctor bills teaches a body exactly what she meant. So the numbers I give you are not out of a book. They are out of a long life of writing the checks myself, and watching a great many other folks write theirs. So, after the roof over the horse comes the food that goes in it. And this is the one that surprises people worst, for a horse eats a great deal more than a body ever imagines. A horse is a grazing creature, made to eat little and often, near all the day long, and its belly is built for a steady passage of forage that is the hay and the grass near around the clock. A full-grown horse will eat something on the order of 15 to 25 pounds of hay a day, day after day, and more in the cold months when there is no green grass left in the field and the hay is the whole of it. Now, if your board is full care, some of that hay is folded into the price you already pay, and you may never see it as a line of its own. But if you keep the horse yourself, or pay only for the pasture, then the hay is on you, and in the deep of winter, it can be a heavy thing indeed. Reckon on it. A good horse can go through half a ton of hay in a month once the grass is gone, and hay runs anywhere from a handful of dollars a bale to $15, $20 a bale, and up in a hard year or a dry region where it must be hauled in from far off. Call it $100 the month on the low, easy end, and $300 and more when the winter is long and the hay is dear. That is the range, and it is a wide one. And here is a thing folks forget. Even a horse on good pasture in the green of summer will need hay again the moment the grass browns off. So do not let one cheap summer month fool you into thinking that is the year-round number. It is not. And then there is the grain, the hard feed, the bagged feed, the oats, and the pelleted feeds a body adds when hay alone will not hold the weight on. Not every horse wants it. An easy keeper, a horse that holds its flesh on grass and hay alone, may need next to none, and you may count yourself lucky again. But a hard keeper, an old horse, a horse in heavy work, will want a bag of feed regular, and a bag runs you $15 to $30 and lasts a week or 2 or 3, depending on how heavy you feed. Call it $20 to $80 the month for the grain wide again, and resting on the horse in front of you. And I will slip one more small thing in here while we speak of the belly, for it costs almost nothing, and yet it matters more than any of it. Clean water, and plenty of it. A horse drinks 5, 10, 12 gallons a day and more in the heat. If you keep the horse yourself, that is a little on your water bill, and in the cold country, it is a heated bucket or a tank heater running through the winter so the water does not freeze solid. A small line on the electric, but a real one. I only name it so you know that even the water is not quite free. Now here is a line most first-time folks never see coming, and it comes due whether you like it or not, whether you ride or not, whether the money is there or not, for it is not a thing you can skip. The farrier. The hoof man. There is an old saying, and it is old because it is true. No hoof, no horse. A horse's feet grow, like your own fingernails, steady and always, and left untended they crack and split, and go lame. And a lame horse is a suffering horse and a useless one both. So every 6 to 8 weeks, regular as the moon, the farrier must come. If your horse goes barefoot, that is, no metal shoes, just the hoof trimmed and shaped to trim, runs you somewhere from $30 to $60 the visit, every 6 to 8 weeks. Spread that across the month and call it $20, $30. But if your horse needs shoes, and many working horses, many riding horses, many horses with a tender or a troubled foot do, then you are looking at $100 to $180 and up every single time, 6, 8 times a year. That is real money, and it never stops, for the feet never stop growing. Reckon the farrier at anywhere from $25 the month barefoot to $100 and more the month shod. And do not, I beg you, be the one who lets the farrier go to save $1. That is a false saving, the falsest there is, for it ends in lameness and a vet bill that dwarfs every trim you ever skipped, which carries me straight on to the doctor, the veterinarian. And this one comes in 2 shapes, and you must hold both of them in your mind at once. The first shape is the regular, the expected, the routine, and this you can plan for. Twice a year, spring and fall, the vet comes for the shots that keep the sickness off, and that will run you $100, $200 the visit. Once a year, the horse's teeth want looking at and floating. That is the filing down of the sharp points that grow on a horse's teeth and keep it from chewing right, and that is another $100. $150, sometimes more. There is the deworming through the year, the paste, a few dollars a tube several times over. There is the Coggins test the law wants of you to haul or board most anywhere. Add the whole of that routine care up across the year and spread it thin across the months, and it comes to something like $30, $50, $70 the month quiet and steady, if all goes well. But, and hear me plain now, for this is the part that catches good people out worst of all, that is only if all goes well. And with a horse, all does not always go well. A horse is a big, delicate, accident-prone creature that seems near to look for ways to hurt itself. It can colic, a bellyache that in a horse can turn deadly, and that can run into thousands of dollars in a single night. It can tear itself open on a fence. It can come up lame on a stone. And when that day comes, and in a horse's long life, some such day near always comes, the bill is not $30. It is $500, $2,000, $5,000 and more, all at once with no warning. I will tell you of one such night, for it taught me more than any figure ever could. I had a good gelding, sound as a dollar his whole life, and one cold evening he went off his feed and started pawing at the ground and looking round at his own side. That is colic, and every horseman's heart drops to see it. The vet came out in the dark, and by midnight we were hauling that horse an hour off to the clinic, and the bill for that one night ran past $3,000 before it was through. He lived, thank the Lord, but I have known folks that same thing happened to who had not a dollar set by, and it broke their hearts to have to choose on account of money. So I say it again, and I will keep saying it. The honest cost of the vet is not just the routine line. It is the routine line, plus the money you set by, quiet, every single month, against the day the emergency comes. Set aside a little every month, even $50, $100 into a jar you do not touch, and it will not ruin you when that night comes. And it will come. There is a way to soften that blow, and it is worth a word: horse insurance. For a healthy horse, you can buy mortality and major medical coverage, and it may run you a few hundred to $1,000 or more a year, depending on the horse and the plan. Spread across the months, that is another $20, $40, $60, and whether it is worth it depends on the value of the horse and the size of your emergency jar. On a young, sound, valuable horse, many folks carry it. On an old pasture pet, it may make more sense to just keep the jar filled yourself. Either way, something must stand between you and that $5,000 night. Insurance or jar, choose one, but do not go bare. Now let me give you the smaller lines, the ones that seem like nothing on their own but that add up to real money by the end of the month, drop by drop. If your horse stands in a stall any part of the day, it wants bedding the shavings or the straw laid down soft and clean under its feet and swapped out as it soils. A bag of shavings is a few dollars, and a stalled horse goes through a bag, 2 bags, more in a week. Call it $30, $60, $80 the month if you bet a stall, and near nothing if your horse lives out on the pasture. One more reason the pasture-kept horse comes cheaper. And if you are blessed with your own land and think that lets you off the board entirely, well, yes and no. You save the board, and that is a fine saving. But land does not keep itself. There is the fence to mend when a horse leans on it, and they always lean on it. There is the pasture to mow and to drag, and now and again to reseed, so the grass keeps coming. There is the manure, and a horse makes a great heap of it, near 50 pounds a day, that must be hauled off, or spread, or it fouls the ground and breeds the worms right back into your horse. None of that shows up as a bill from another body, but it shows up all the same in fuel, in a spreader, in a load of seed, in your own aching back. Owning the land trades one kind of cost for another. It does not make the horse free. Then there is the whole basket of small things a body forgets to count, and that come due all the same. The fly spray in the summer, and you will want it, for the flies torment a horse, something fierce. The salt block and the mineral block set out in the field. The joint supplement or the hoof supplement for the older horse or the harder keeper. The fresh lead rope when the old one frays. The fly mask the horse rubs to pieces. The wormer, the odd tube of ointment for a scrape. None of it is much on its own. A few dollars here, a bag there. But put the whole basket together and it runs you $20, $40, $60 the month, steady all the year long. It is the drip that sinks the boat, this basket. Count it in, for it is real. And I will name one more that folks forget because it does not come every month, the tack and the gear. The saddle, the bridle, the pad, the blankets, the buckets, the muck fork, the brushes. Some of it you buy but once and keep for years if you tend it well, and a good saddle cared for will outlast you. But leather wants replacing. A blanket wears through, a horse outgrows or wears out its gear, and if you spread the cost of it thin across the years, it is another $10, $20, $30 the month, quiet in the background. Never nothing. Always something. And if ever you mean to take that horse anywhere, to a trail, to a show, to the clinic on that bad night, you will need a way to haul it. And that is a cost all its own that folks clean forget. A truck stout enough to pull and a trailer to pull behind it run into real thousands to buy, and they want their own insurance and their own upkeep and their own tires besides. If you do not own them, you will pay another to haul for you, and a hauler charges by the mile and by the hour. It is not a monthly bill for everyone, but the day you need it badly. So fold a little of it into your reckoning and do not be caught flat when the horse must travel. And there is one more cost I would be dishonest to leave out, though it is not paid in dollars your time. A horse is fed and watered and checked over every single day, cold or hot, sick or well, holiday or work day, whether you feel like it or not. Twice a day, near every day, for 30 years. If you board full care, another body does that labor and you pay for it in the board. If you keep the horse yourself, you save that money and you pay it in hours instead, the early mornings and the late nights and the water buckets carried in the snow. It is a cost, and it is a heavy one, and it is only fair that you count it before you begin, not after. And here is the hard heart of the whole matter, the thing I most want you to carry away. The cost of a horse is steady, but your life is not. The board comes due the month you are flush and the month you are short, just the same. The farrier comes in the good year and the lean one alike. The hay must be bought whether you are working or laid up, whether times are easy or hard. A horse cannot be set aside for a season the way a hobby can, and it cannot be paused. It eats every day, forever, and that steadiness is the whole of what folks fail to reckon on. So do not ask only whether you can afford a horse this month. Ask whether you can afford one every month, through whatever the years bring. That is the honest question. So let me tally the whole of it up for you now, the way I wish someone had tallied it for me before ever I began. On the low end, a hardy, easy-keeping horse kept out on pasture board in a cheap part of the country. Barefoot, healthy, no trouble, you might keep that horse for something like $300–400 a month, all in. That is the floor, and it is real. And it is why folks with their own land and a sound, easy horse will tell you it costs them almost nothing. On the high end, a horse on full board in a costly region, shod all round, on grain and supplements, well blanketed, insured, with money set by for the vet you are past $1,000, past $1,200–1,500 a month, and climbing. And the plain truth for most folks sits somewhere in the broad middle of that. Reckon on $500, $600, $800 a month, every month, for the natural life of the animal, and set money by besides for the day something goes wrong. Now hear the whole of it strung together one time, so it settles in your mind. The board and the hay and the grain, the water and the farrier and the vet, the worming and the bedding and the fly spray, the supplements and the insurance, the tack that wears and the emergency that waits, and the hours you give it every single day. That is the true monthly cost of a horse, not the price on the sale paper. All of that, every month, long after the buying is done and forgotten. And I will tell you plain, I did not lay all of this out to talk you out of a horse, not for one moment. A good horse is one of the great blessings of this life, worth every dollar and every early morning it ever cost me, and I would not trade my 40 years of them for anything in this world. I laid it out so you go in with your eyes open, the way a body should, so the cost never catches you the way it has caught so many good people. I have watched across the years folks who love the horse dearly and simply had not been told the truth of what the keeping runs. Now you have been told. Go in knowing, and you will do right by the animal, and that, in the end, is the whole of what matters. So now I would love to hear from you. Tell me down in the comments what it costs you to keep your horse a month, and what part of the country you write from, for it swings so wide from place to place, and I read every one. And if you are not there yet, if you are still dreaming on your first horse, tell me that too. Next time I want to sit down and walk you through how to bring that monthly number down, the honest ways to keep a horse well for less, the corners you can safely cut, and the ones you must never cut. I'll see you then. Mind them well until then.